are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing today? Very good.
Oh, I'm doing great.
So I hear you were a big help in the civil rights movement.
Yes, I was the first African American justice of the Supreme Court.
Wow, that's great.
Yes, I hear you helped out too in the civil rights movement also.
Yes, but I helped out in sports. I was the first black football player along with Bobby Marshall. I was also the first black football coach in the NFL.
Did your parents help out in any way?
Well, my father was the first black U.S. Senator from Kansas.
Really? I didn't know that. My father was the grandson of a slave.
Wow.
Did you ever have any good or bad experiences?
Actually, I grew up in an all-white neighborhood, but impressed them with my athletics.
Wow, I first knew I wanted to be in the Supreme Court when I was young. My family and I would have debates.
I forgot to ask, what year were you born?
I was born on July 2nd, 1908 in Baltimore, Maryland. What about you?
January 27th, 1894 in Chicago, Illinois. Why was being a Supreme Court justice important?
It was important because I myself had been discriminated against because of race. I wasn't allowed to attend University of Maryland because I was black. That upset me. It made me determined to make a change.
Well, I felt similar. I thought we should have the same rights as the white people did.
Well, I sure hope we made our point and changed the world.
So do I.
Do you know where the water fountain for the blacks is? Is it the blacks and whites water fountain because the whites fountain is broken, but it's right over there? I hate it when they switch the blacks and whites water fountains because it's broken or it's old.
It's not fair.
But that might change soon because now people are starting to fight for equality.
That's right, but I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
My name is Linda Brown, and my name is Corinna Scott King.
My name is Rosa Parks.
They gave us the old textbook at school Friday. It's so not fair. The whites got to get new textbooks. That's awful. Where do you go to school? I go to Monroe Elementary in Topeka, Kansas. I grew up in Marion, Alabama, with my mother, father, two older sisters, and one younger brother. I also have two older sisters.
And one younger brother, I was born in Montgomery, Alabama.
If you don't mind me asking, when were you born? I was born on April 27th, 1927.
I was born February 3rd, 1960.
I was born February 20th, 1942.
If the police ask me to be missing on the bus, I will not. I'm tired of being treated differently because of the skin color.
A while back when I was 7, my dad and I wanted me to go to an all-white school because it was closer to my home. It brought us lots of trouble, but I eventually got to go there. When I was young, I went to a one-roomed elementary school that was 5 miles away from my house, and then I rode a bus to a high school that was 9 miles away from my house, but it was the closest high school I could go to due to racial segregation in the schools. I had to walk 1 mile and then take a train another 3 miles to go to school. I was always tired when I got there. Martin Luther King Jr. is going to lead a march and give a speech soon. Tell him that I'll be there.
I will also be there.
Great. Maybe this will be the end of segregation. I have to go. Bye.
Action.
Hi, I'm Jackie Robinson. Who are you?
My name is Mary Bethune. How are you doing on this fine evening?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm mighty fine. How do you think the movement is going?
I think it's going pretty well if you ask me. How do you think it's going?
I don't know because I've been trying to get school for black kids. What are you trying to do for us?
I broke the racial barrier when I joined the MLB in 1947. How are the schools going?
They're going good, but I'm still trying to get young black kids a good education. Did the coach like you, or did he not?
My coach liked me and treated me well. My fellow teammates hated me at first until they realized that there was not anything different about us. But the fans and other teams didn't like me just because of my skin color. How do people treat me?
Some of the white people thought that it was a crazy idea, but I didn't get on any of those sides. Did you ever get a starting position? If so, with what team?
I started in my 1949 season with a growing salary and popularity. My salary was $35,000. a year. I started being recognized as a good athlete as early as first grade. Kids will pay me snacks and pocket change to be on their team. But was it hard to make schools for black people?
Yes, it was hard because the government didn't want black people to have any education. Was it hard to get to the MLB?
It was hard to enter the MLB because all the fans, officials, coaches, and players playing baseball with me. And players didn't want a black person to play baseball with them. Do you have any family that lives with you?
Yes, I live with my husband. I live with them. What about you?
I live with my wife, Rachel, and 3 children, Jackie Robinson, Jr., David Robinson, and Sharon Robinson. Hope you're successful with making school for black students.
Thank you. I hope you are going to play good and go to the Hall of Fame. Thanks for talking to me.
Action.
I'm so sorry. No worries, you barely look familiar.
I'm not feeling Bella.
Really? Well, it's an honor meeting you. I'm Monty Griffin.
The honor is mine. I assume you're from the States?
Yes, I was born in Pierce City, in Missouri, on January 29, 1912. You?
I was born on July 18th, 1918.
Did you have the opportunity to attend college, or did you just go straight to politics?
I attended the University of Fort Haven, where I became involved in anti-colonial politics. It was the beginning of a new era for me, but I was expelled when I joined the student protest.
Yes, I attended law school and graduated with my husband. What did you protest?
Apartheid. It developed in 1948 after World War II. We were segregated into groups of black, white, colored, Indian, Asian. All public areas were segregated, including our education, role in government, medical care, and even beaches.
Racial discrimination was bad here too. I also had to fight against women's rights. I became the first woman elected to Congress and was instrumental, including the education of women. Discrimination in the Civil Rights Act of 1964. I do a sense of indignity at the fact that women are not just treated equally. I have the same sort of feeling for blacks, Latinos, and Asianics. Are you involved in any violent protests?
Peacefully and violent, yes. One time I publicly burnt my pass. All black men had to carry a pass, or they weren't allowed to leave their district without one.
That's awful. Did you ever get in any trouble?
In 1962, I was arrested and convicted for planning a conspiracy to overthrow the state. I was in prison for 27 years, but I continued to teach anti-apartheid in prison. An international campaign lobbied my release.
Aren't you president? How did you become president after all of that?
In 1994, I joined talks with the current president to establish multiracial elections. The first one was held April 27, 1994. I won 62% of the vote. I was the first black president in South America. Once I was president, I abolished apartheid and was president for 2 terms.
It's amazing how far we've come. I hope in the near future all races will be behind their differences and sit together at one table.
I did too. It was a pleasure meeting you.
And you. Well, goodbye.
Bye.
Action.
Hi, Hannah. I haven't seen you in forever. Okay. It was really bad. Let me tell you why. Well, as you know, I was born on February 20th, 1942 in Slave, Kansas. And when I grew up, I always wanted a better education for all girls. And so when I did grow up, I married and lived in Texas, but I still wanted to help all colored kids to get a better education, but it was hard due to segregation, also because of the school system. But after a while, they opened up their new schools as a part of integration efforts, but it was still very hard. What about you?
As you know, I was born March 17th in 1862 in New Orleans, Louisiana. I was a shoemaker, insurance collector, and civil rights activist. I am married to Louise Bourdonnais Plessy since 1888. I was arrested in New Orleans for violation of Louisiana's racial segregation laws. I appeared for Louisiana State Court to the U.S. Supreme Court for our laws. On June 7, 1892, I bought a first-class ticket for the computer train. I sat in the car for only white people.